Here's all you need to know in weekly Newsbits. Senior citizens storm Comelec. 457 quakes recorded in Mindanao since magnitude 6.3 tremor. Davao Parks contain high levels of lead. And CHO exceeds immunization target. Time to know the top stories of the week. I am Jenny Arado. This is Weekly Newsbits. Following the announcement that they will soon receive a financial aid of 3,000 pesos, senior citizens flocked the Office of Commission on Elections Davao City to ask for their voters' ID, which confused and surprised the agency. Ralph Yemet for the details.
The Commission on Elections, or Comelec, in Davao City was surprised to see an influx of senior citizens coming from all across the city at their office, even after the registration for the barangay elections had closed September 30. Comelec 11 spokesperson Krishna Caballero said, senior citizens are asking for their voter certification, one of the requirements of the proposed ordinance wherein all qualified seniors residing in the city will receive an annual financial aid of 3,000 pesos. Councilor Wilberto Alad previously announced Davao City government's plan of giving annual pension to senior citizens as a counterpart to the Department of Social Welfare and Development's, or DSWD's, yearly pension of 6,000 pesos. But Alad clarified the proposed ordinance is still on the second reading and has not yet been approved. The Sangguniang Panlusod and the Committee on Social Services also posted a clarification on the City Government of Davao Facebook page.
On our part naman, if it is really needed or if it is a requirement, as again I said, the Comelec, we cannot stop issuing the voter certification because it is part of our duty.
Seniors were told that even if the ordinance will be passed by the end of the year, it will not be immediately implemented as it would still be forwarded to the Executive Department for further deliberation. Ralph Yemet, Weekly Newsbits.
Mindanao has experienced a total of 457 earthquakes, including aftershocks, since the 6.3 magnitude tremor that struck the island in the evening of October 16. Juliet Revita has a story.
The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said, as of 12 noon of October 21, a total of 457 earthquakes, including aftershocks, occurred in Mindanao since the magnitude 6.3 earthquake struck North Cotabato last October 16. Based on FIVOL's earthquake intensity scale, most of the quakes occurred in North Cotabato. However, the intensity of the aftershocks can be felt in other neighboring places, including Davao City. FIVOL said, Soxargen, where Cotabato is located, is one of the seismically active areas in the country because of the presence of the western extension of the Mindanao Fault. The agency said the active fault traversed Sarangani Province to northwest of Zamboanga Peninsula. Meanwhile, Davao City Disaster and Risk Reduction Management Office Training Officer Dindon Ancaja said residents living within and nearby the fault lines in Davao City will soon be relocated once a city ordinance declaring these areas a no-build zone will be enacted. He said they are currently awaiting the assessment report from the Walk the Fault activity last June. FIVOLs earlier identified a total of 60 barangays in the city that intersect in the central Davao Fault system. Juliet Revita, Weekly Newsbeats.
Environmental group Eco Waste Coalition said the paints used in public playground in Magsaysay Park and People's Park in Davao City contain dangerous amounts of lead which may pose risk to young children. Rona Villariasa for the story.
Eco Waste Coalition revealed that 6 out of 8 analyzed pieces of play equipment in Magsaysay and People's Park and Davao City had total lead concentrations above 90 parts per million, the limit set by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. The group said an old multi-coated monkey bar at the Magsaysay Park was found to contain 100,000 ppm of lead, but the group said no lead was detected on the play equipment screened at the Osmeña Park near the Sangguniang Panlunsod building. According to the World Health Organization, lead exposure affects human health, especially for children's developing brains, and can cause reduced intelligence quotient and attention span, impaired learning ability, and increased risk of behavioral problems. Davao City Health Office Head Dr. Josephine Villafuerte said they were not informed prior to the release of the report, but underscored they will discuss and come up with actions once the report will be verified. The health officials said, though the supervision of the playgrounds in the city is under the City Environment and Natural Resources, they still look into monitoring these playgrounds, particularly on the paint they are using on the equipment. Ecoways said they will suggest replacing the lead-coated play equipments with the lead-safe ones. Rona Villariasa, Weekly Newsbits.
The Davao City Health Office said a total of 60 barangays went beyond their target for the first round of the polio virus vaccine mass immunization. Ralph Liamit for the details.
Davaoeños have been more accepting of having their children vaccinated despite vaccination scares. According to CHO's Consolidated Oral Polio Vaccine or OPV report from October 14 to 20, the clusters that exceeded the 100% target during the Sabayang Patak kontra Polio are District A cluster, which consists of barangays 1-A to 10-A with 107.7%, and District C, which consists of barangays 21-C to 30-C with 102.5% of the first district, as well as Baguio District cluster, which is composed of 8 barangays with 104.4%. Kalinan District cluster consisting of 19 barangays with 101.8%, and Turil A District, which is composed of 13 barangays with 104.4%. District B of the first district, composed of barangays 11-B to 20-B, has the lowest coverage rate with 62.2%, which means more than half of the eligible population still had been immunized. Overall, the city has reached a total immunization rate of 85.9%. The CHO said, out of the 1,775,934 total population, 186,864 individuals composed of children from 0 to 59 months old are eligible for the oral polio vaccine type 2 or OPV2. Councilor Mary Josel Villafuerte said the city's vaccination coverage reaching almost 100% is very good news on its effort to prevent polio virus from spreading the city. Meanwhile, the first batch of the mass vaccination will end on October 27. The second batch will be on November 25 to December 7, while the final batch will be on January 6 to 18 next year. Ralph Yemit, Weekly Newsbits.
And those are some of the top stories of the week. We will be right back after this short break. Stay tuned. You're still watching Weekly Newsbits. In business news, a cacao industry leader said cacao farmers are struggling to meet the industry demands of post-harvest processes. Rob Gumba has the details.
Cacao Industry Development Association in Mindanao President Walter Tor said despite efforts to educate cacao farmers on the value of post-harvest processes, there are still farmers who do not follow the right way of handling cacao beans after harvest. He said a number of cacao farmers in Mindanao have undergone their training programs on cacao handling, but some of them brushed the lessons aside.
Nalang gyapon tong pasagdahan lang gyapon tong mga cacao asa ibutang ibulad usahay dili mayong pagka-process. So medyo takes time no kay atong ginatanaw mo gud ngonta tanang mga cacao fermented siya, tanang tong mga cacao well dried siya sa tong proper good nga drying facility. So na siguro around 40% pa lang ang nagapractice na. Katong mga 40% katulo pong naabot yun na to sa atuang mga training programs no. Napoy naabot na pero nagpabilin kaya pong culture.
Turtur said farmers need to recognize the value of post-harvest protocols to ensure quality. He said the local government and the private sector must also give attention on the post-harvest process, aside from the technical assistance and the technologies they provide to the farmers. Sidami has initiated meetings with the regional focal persons of the Department of Agriculture High-Value Crops and with the Department of Trade and Industry to improve the current cacao programs. Rob Gumba, Weekly Newsbits.
In sports, Rizal Memorial College's top runner Arlan Arbois Jr. of Tupi, South Cotabato and Lalaine Patricio of Bukidnon clinched the men and women's 21K titles respectively in the 42nd National Milo Marathon held in Davao City on October 20. Marian Sabirona Balayan for the details.
22-year-old Arbois timed 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 52 seconds to beat next two finishers Raymark Sorianosos, who clocked 1:20.59, and Joselito Dugos, who registered 1:23.29. It was his second 21K Milo title after also topping the men's 21K event of General Santos City leg in 2018. Patricio, for her part, checked in at 1:41.44 to govern the women's event over veteran Oliver Mesa of Davao City and Leslie Herrero. Meanwhile, Fritz Clarence Lantaco and MR Human Environmental College Diana May Memoracion emerged 10K champions. Lantaco registered 34.05 to outrun Arnie Macañeras and Jomar Echavarriana for the men's title. Memoracion defended the women's 10K crown after checking in at 45.08. She raced past Catherine Arias, who placed second, and Angelique Villanueva, who came third. The rest of the winners, men's 5K, Daryl Mark Daban first, Aaron Gunban second, Archie Paran third. Women's 5K, Charmaine Yonson first, Stacy Nicole Cañeda second, Kate McDowell third. Boys 3K, Robert Sehon first, Ken Primero second, Mark Joshua Rabaya third. Girls 3K, Divine Grace Nopal first, April Hagunap second, Gernabel Tabog third. Over 9,000 runners joined the Davao edition of the annual foot race that was revived this year. The bulk of entries came from the 5K class with some 8,400 participants. Marian El Saberon Abalayan, Weekly Newsbits.
Davaoeño advocacy filmmaker Brish Asher Harani was recognized in the International Emmy Award for short film Next to Me. Christina Alivio for the story.
The one-minute film Next to Me of Davaoeño filmmaker Brish Asher Harani was selected as one of the 3 winners in the 2019 JCSI Young Creative Awards, which was announced on October 1, 2019. Next to Me narrates about a displaced Muslim girl who suffers discrimination after transferring school in non-Muslim community. The film was shot inside a classroom in Compostela National High School in Compostela Valley Province. Harani added the film's concept was a product from his 2018 conversation with a Marawi War survivor. The 2019 JCSI Young Creative Award discovers, recognizes, and fosters young talent worldwide while creating a global conversation about peace. Entries submitted to the award-giving body revolving around this year's theme, Stand Up for Peace. Harani will personally receive his award on November 23, 2019 at the International Emmy World Television Festival in New York City. He will be awarded alongside 2 other winners, United Kingdom's Funk Alafiatayo for PEACE, a spoken word, and Albania's Artes Ferroni for It Starts Within. Christina Alivio, Weekly Newsbits.
Let's take another look of this week's top stories. Senior citizens storm Comelec. 457 quakes recorded in Mindanao since magnitude 6.3 tremor. Davao Parks contain high levels of lead. And CHO exceeds immunization target. To check more stories, visit our website www.sunstar.com.ph/Davao. Subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also grab a copy of Sunstar Davao at Davao Central Convenience Stores, 7-Eleven, and nearest news outlets. And that's all you need to know for this week. Have a great weekend.